Hi everyone, I am McDices, and this is Alisa. This is a new horror game that came out in October. It looks like it came out in the 90s, but trust me, it came out this year. It's fun. It's kind of like a lot of the old school Resident Evil stuff, and there's a surprising amount of tech that you can do. I hope that you all enjoy this game, but before we begin, before we do the timer, 1, delete your file, or if you have too many files, delete or use a new one, because that is needed. 2, settings. This is the button configuration I use. I'm not playing on keyboard though. I'm playing on a controller and I'm using a program called Joy to Key. If you try binding through here, there's a potential bug that can happen that will unbind all your controls. So your options either learn the run on keyboard or do it Joy to Key for your controller. This hasn't been fixed yet. This game has been rather new, and the dev, instead of fixing this, added a bathtub scene. So I think he had his mind in the right spot. How's it going, Penzio? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. And welcome everyone as well. Also, if you're watching this over on the YouTube side, come check us out on Twitch. It's very friendly over here. Alrighty. Anyway, time begins once you do this. But actually, hold on, one more thing. I should mention 2 important mappings. 1, the buttons you are going to be mashing a lot are going to be your pause or your skip button. So for cutscene skips, I use L2. And for item menu, I use this big button here on the PlayStation 4 controller. Certain controllers have buttons like this you can bind. It makes it super easy for me just to push the big button because you go to the inventory and you skip a lot. So, without further ado, let's begin! Now, with Alisa, most cutscenes are skippable in the game, and also there's no penalty if you mash the skip button during these. Another thing to mention as well is movement in this game is slightly awkward. What that means is every time you change camera screens, you're going to have to re-input the movement. I use tank controls. This game's a tank-controlled based game. The pathing is mostly straightforward in the intro. You're just going to be heading to an old man's house, and then you're going to be getting lost in the woods. Just keep in mind, though, every time you do swap screens, you can't immediately hold down the button. If you try that, the game doesn't quite understand and will lock your movements. This is going to be something that's really going to bug you later if you're not careful, so keep this in mind. Now, the intro is going to play out mostly the same. You'll always stop right here. See, you can't move, you can't do anything. The guy will catch up. After this, you're going to be able to just kind of chill. The intro of this game is really nice. You're just sort of waiting a little bit. It's not a super long wait, though, you know? Like, some games have rough waits. This game isn't one of them. Also, the more you run the game, you will be adjusted to the cutscenes, because there is one, like, right here, but you can just skip it almost immediately. And now you can wait in this room and kind of get adjusted to your stuff. Now, important stuff to know. Have your run button binded somewhere easily. 2, if you're using Joy to Key, quick turn is going to be a bit hard, because pushing it like the same each time might not be super consistent. So what I normally do is I hold down back and I push square. And that's an easy quick turn. This is going to be known later, so just know this. I'm kind of giving you the general movement tips at the moment. Also, you know, well, what the benefit of quick turning is, because normally turning like this takes a while, what you can do instead is you can just do that. And quick turning exists in many old school horror games, and this is trying to emulate that. Anyway, the line you're looking for at the top is going to be, well, we'll be on our way. At that point, you're just going to mash the door.
A bit of writing.
And whatever your confirmation button is, keep that in mind. You're going to be using that a lot. And I'll be even mentioning that for certain skips later. It's going to be called the confirmation button, or the confirm button.
Thank you for your time.
And that's what you use to open doors. After we'll be on our way now, that goes away, open the door twice. Now, once you're here, you can actually start moving immediately, you can block them off. You can actually move a little bit in the black loading screen, which is why I'm mentioning, while it's loading, you kind of want to start doing your movement, but you don't want to hold it. So, like right now, for instance, in this next area, once it goes to a different screen, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be letting go of the buttons and pushing them again. In doing so, you can move forward. But if you don't do it immediately, if you do it too soon, it just blocks you off. It's food for thought there. Also, sorry to hear about that 4 line. Hopefully you can get better drink. Also, yes, I'll tell you how to get the bathtub scene in case you're wondering. I'll even put in the YouTube, not the thumbnail, the tag. How to get the bathtub. At least a bathtub guide. Just because I'll tell you right now. What you have to do is you have to go to a bathtub. I'll mention when we get there precisely. But you need to be naked. You have to be in your underwear and you can't have anything equipped. That's how you go into the bathtub. And the bathtub is near the fish section. It's in the basement. Speedworks, of course, Marcel, of course. Still streaming? Yeah, we're doing a marathon commentary as well right now, Mr. G-String. Or Speedruns Explained, I should say. Because I like the Speedruns Explained style of video. Plus, I think Alisa's going to be really cool. I'm surprised more people haven't picked up this game. Oh, the reason why is they keep saying that, oh, I want to wait for it to be done. But why do that when you can do it now? Really, there's going to be a lot of things added into it, right? Alright, so now we're going to be entering a fight. This is going to be our first minor skip. What's going to happen is ready your weapon. By readying your weapon, you're going to be skipping a tutorial. Normally what the game's going to do is like, oh, you gotta fight back. You're not going to win this fight. Don't try. So instead what you do is you just eat the death, but you hold out your weapon. It can be either weapon you want, but you do need to make sure that you have that out to skip the tutorial. Normally you want to be getting anywhere from, like, let's say a 353 to like a 357. If you're getting within that, it's very good for the intro. Don't worry about it until you're literally, I don't know, like maybe 20 runs in, I'd say. I'm like 29 runs and I'm barely getting it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to hold up right on the controller. Keep in mind, this is tank controls. And you want to go to this desk immediately. Now, whenever you use keys, you're going to the item menu. This is why I'm mentioning, like, you want to be in the item menu as soon as possible. It's going to be much faster. So keep that in mind. Now, this is our first fight in the game. Hold the button. The moment she starts walking, you're going to start firing. Mash all 6 bullets. Now, run into her and reload. What that does is allows you to get all the money from her, and as well, you're going to be able to quickly have her dead. The whole idea is she's not actually able to be targeted until she starts walking. It's kind of like the intro fight, so make sure you wait. If you fire early, you will miss the shots. However, the moment that cursor on the bottom right turns orange, you can start firing. Now, we're going to be going to the stairwell. The stairwell is going to have a few things that we're going to need for the run. One, in particular, is going to be that ammo on the ground. We start off as our starter weapon with the pistol. The pistol is going to have actually pretty decent damage all the way into the late game, so it's nice to get these rounds. The pistol will be one of our 2 weapons. We have 2 weapons in the game in total. One is the pistol, one later will be the machine gun, so keep this in mind. Now, on the top floor, we're going to be getting the first of 3 blocks. The first major puzzle coming up is a block puzzle, and the only thing is you need these blocks, so we have to go up here. We're going to have to go to all 3 spots that we're going to, and really the order doesn't matter too much. Usually, though, it is kind of better that you go the way you're going. The main thing is you do need the key, so you can't go upstairs until you get the key. So, the order we're doing is pretty consistent, but you really, if you have a different order and preference, you can do that, but this is the current route. Alright, next we're going to be getting that key I talked about. This game has a bunch of different keys in that key ring. Also, to use the keys, you have to select them. You'll be seeing that in a moment. For this puzzle to get the key, the way it's going to work is you're going to slide the pieces. Slide right, down, down, left, up, up, right, down, left, and then you just kind of put it all together like that. So you start on moving to the right, and that's going to be very simple. I recommend pausing the video there and just watching it in slow motion. I do talk fast, but that's how you do it. It's very simple once you get the movements, and there could be other ways of solving if you want to, but that's how you do it. Also, right here in that corner, there is health. I grab it for safety. We're also grabbing the next block. In addition, I do need money during this route, so we're going to go right here into the sink, and we'll be getting some money, which is the couple of tooth wheels. We want as much money as possible. It's very important to get the money we need. So, you don't need the health, but it's really easy to grab, so it's worth grabbing. Now, once you get up these stairs, we're going to be hanging on the right side. The reason why is because this is going to be our last block, and there will also be a puzzle in here. Or, you know, a puzzle block, I should say. Now, don't mash going into the key, because you have to swap to the new key. Luckily, whenever you have the new key, you can then sort of do the mash, but until you have the new key, make sure you take your time on that key ring. Also, in this room, in the bathroom over there, there is a med kit, so if you do need it, you can grab it. I recommend especially starting off early. The more health you have, the better it is. I've tried to cut down on my health, but I will point it out as the run goes. Also, now that we've gotten the key, and now that we have all the blocks, we can now go to the clown. The clown puzzle is super easy. Throughout the game, there's a note that tells you fun is the answer. The way that's going to work, though, is you see put the blocks in the right orders. So, the movement I'm doing once I put the blocks in is going to be down on the first block, so that goes to you, up on the second block, and then down twice here. Then I just mash X button after going to the F to spell fun. And that is a fast way of doing so. Alright, before we go the right way, we're going to be going this way. Inside one of the cages is going to be bullets. We're going to need these bullets for an upcoming boss fight. We do have a little bit of leniency, but do keep in mind, you want to make sure you're being as efficient with your bullets as possible. Luckily for the boss fight, if you do run out of bullets, you'll be fine, but make sure to keep a bunch. Also, run through these, and it's okay to wait. Do not walk into those giant beams, and do not get hit. You will get knocked down, and it does lose time. As well, once you're in this hallway, run forward. Do not stop. If you stop moving, you will get stuck. That is the best advice I have for you. Now, we have the little dudes. There's 2 strategies with dealing with these. We're going to be killing 2 of them. Right now, they're all ganged up on me, so we're going to ignore them. We're just going to go straight in this room. You could kill them early if you only have 2 on you, but we're not going to do that. Anyway, the way it's going to go is sort of this configuration. There's not really a better way than just saying that's the configuration. But with the big hog on the first one, I go right on my directional pad. The small one, I go left. And then the others are just up, up. That kind of lets you get through there really quickly without having to move the cursor. Also, there's health in this room, too. Now, we're going to be killing both of these dudes. Let them approach you and aim down. They take 4 shots to kill each. You want their money. It doesn't matter which ones you kill. You see them dead. If you do take damage, keep in mind, this is why you grab health. And you only need 2. So don't worry about the bullets. Don't worry about the third one. You only need 2. You can kill this one if you want, but it's not required. You may notice that I am killing certain things in the game. The reason why is because of the money count. We're going to be using that to buy both ammo and guns later, so it's very important to have that. In terms of the box puzzle right now, this is very straightforward. You're just going to be moving the boxes like so. You want to make sure the main thing is that you have enough room while moving through these. So you can actually get away with some really cheeky movements. Also, I was going to say this. And right, we could get a striker. So, like, it looks like you don't have enough movement, but you can get away with a shocking amount in this game. Like, Alisa is very thin. Her model is not very, it's not a fat model. It's very, very thin. You can absolutely squeeze through some areas that you don't think you can. Like, also, if you can't squeeze through this one, just push it forward. There, you can squeeze through it. You can end up being surprised how well she squeezes. Like, you barely need these moves, which is my favorite part. Although, I need that one moved a bit more. Oh, hubris, man. It's all about the hubris, right? Also, don't worry about making your way back if you got any tough areas. It will always reset to the proper answer. The game doesn't really think that you can get away with really tight squeezes. So it's like, oh, you did it? Here's the boxes. Alright, there's a clown here. Try to not get hit. There's another medkit here. I recommend definitely taking that one. Thank you for the follow. And we're making party hats. We're going to be getting 3 of these. Luckily, the enemies always spawn in the same spot and tend to have patterns. There's a few patterns you can do depending on your health state. The clowns aren't an issue, neither are really the tricycle guys, but I will try to, as we go through this, explain how to kind of deal with them. The clowns are a basic enemy. You can run past them. They're not going to hit you. Don't worry about them. But coming up is going to be one of the meaner enemies in the game, which is going to be the bicycle dudes. The bicycle dudes will usually try to aim at you, but if you run in serpentine motions, you can also stop. Right? It's neat, isn't it? So, like this guy, he'll try going right towards me, but if he's going in these circles, that's good. If he is beelining towards you, what you want to do is you just sort of do a serpentine motion and then dead stop on your movement. For this room, I run forward, and then I take 4 steps. The reason why I take 4 steps is that's going to prevent the planets from hitting me, ideally. If you go too fast, the first one will hit you, but you won't get hit like 3 times. If I get hit 3 times, I'm going to be so ashamed of myself. And it is fun. There we go. You want to make sure it's 4 complete steps. That's how you'll dodge the first one. I don't think it does a lot of damage, but it does slow down your movement, so keep that in mind. Also, I do want to mention right now as well that the run may age. I'll talk about that in a moment, but first let me talk about this ape. You may have seen a YouTube short of me dying to this ape. When he starts moving towards you, walk backward, walk forward, and then start running. Do not immediately start running while walking forward. If you do that, you'll accidentally quick turn, and then the ape will slap you, and then you'll have a shameful YouTube clip, like me. So be careful. So one of the things I want to add in is there is planned updates, I think, for this game. At least I think the dev talked about it. But they wanted to add more content, and one of those is the Queen, the Red Queen, who is broke out of there. She doesn't show up in the speedrun in the game currently of the iteration, because I'm on, I guess, the current patch as of today, which is December 10th. However, later in the game, she might actually end up being a thing, and she's supposed to kind of chase you. So keep in mind, you know, if she ends up chasing you, it's not currently in the game on this patch. I might need to re-update if they decide to change it. It goes good, Hudson. Hope you're doing good. Alright, now that we've gotten all the hats, we're going to be... Actually, we're really good now. It's really good now, Hudson. We're going to be going to our first boss fight. This is going to be Pure Edmiston. Pure Edmiston is a very, very easy fight, especially if you have health. So, the puzzle is going to be green hat on the left. Then after that, it'll be red hat in the middle. And yellow hat on the right. The actual puzzle has something to do with the statues. They tell you their profession. And then you just kind of match the color and the symbols. So the fights can begin once you enter this room. Make sure your ammo is reloaded. You want full ammo for this fight. This fight's going to have a very unique strat. The strategy is fire your gun. I did not reload because I'm stupid. Fire your gun as much as you can. It is an RNG fight. If you're in the wrong position, you will be hit. You always start in position to hit the boss, though, so you just want to mash your gun as much as possible. Ideally, you want to get your guns fully out before the hands start getting you. Plus, if you take too many hits, you can die, so keep that in mind. So right now, I am actually going to go for a heal, because I have 1 hit left. It's okay to heal if you need to. Also, if you're in the inner, you won't get grabbed. Normally, though, you won't be in the inner. You're more likely to be on the, like, out here. You're gonna fire your gun until the machine stops. Also, this is a terrible fight, my god. It's okay. We don't always have great fights. I do want to mention this fight is a tad bit RNG. Also, if you're near those hands too much, oh my god, oh my god. There we go, 1 shot away. Okay, so once he's out, what you want to do is let him walk into you. Aim down. The reason why you want to aim down is you want to shoot his cock and balls. Run into him once his health is down. Now, the reason why you're aiming down instead of aiming at his head or anything is because your gun will actually go through him if you're not careful. So if you try firing directly at his head or at his torso, the gun will fire through his body once he approaches you. Aim down, and you do the same damage. There's no headshot damage in this game. They do kind of look that way, don't they, Kaito? The fight can go really good or really bad. It really depends on how kind the hands are going. Now, the reason why that fight is RNG is because you have both the boxing gloves going and the mallets going. If you have mallets going, you're not in the mallet position, well, you're not getting hit. If you have a boxing glove going and you're in a boxing position, well, you're getting hit. So, if it's firing one of the, one of the weapons while you're not in a weapon spot, that's good. And really, it boils down to that kind of luck. Anyway, funny enough, we're going directly back to the clowns, so I don't think we're gone from there yet. And this puzzle coming up is going to be a little bit weird. I think a lot of people casually also struggle with this, and it really sucks. This may be patched out, or it may be intended. I don't know. But in the current iteration, this will work 100% of the time. First off, we're going back through here again, so don't get greedy. Second off, we are now using the item we got from the boss fight. That's going to be like a heart rate monitor, or something like that. And we're going to be using it on a clock in a room that we haven't gone to yet. It's going to be on the right side past the monkey. This is also why you wanted to kill a lot of the dudes, because you don't want too many of them following you. Keep in mind, the worst part about this game is easily going to be getting stunned infinitely. So I'm going to walk back a bit, let him bonk into a wall. Oh, thank you. And it'll be good. And I want to make sure that they do not combo me. I don't mind the guy on the bicycle. He actually does really little damage. The problem is, if he does damage, the ape will do damage. And if the ape does damage, you're in bad luck. For this hallway, hug the right side. You want him to kind of approach you. If you get that approach, what will happen is he will miss the dive entirely. And if he misses the dive, well, 1, you don't get stunned, and 2, you don't have to heal. I've already used 2 of my medkits, which is pretty rough. I might grab extra ones, so you get to see those. Anyway, here's the pulse meter. The numbers are 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 4. Your numbers will be randomized. The numbers in this game are always randomized. For me, I got 2, 3, 4, 4. Which, for that will be the numbers we're working with. Keep in mind, though, the answer to the puzzle is not 2, 3, 4, 4. The first digit is actually the last digit. So, instead of 2, 3, 4, 4, it's actually going to be 4, 2, 3, 4. Which you'll see in a moment. The last digit is always the first digit. So, if you're confused why this might not be working, remember that. The game, I don't know if that's intended or not. That's the problem. It might be. Like, this game's kind of weird with that. But when you have your number, you'll be going to this right here, this safe. You cannot brute force it early, by the way. Trust me, I've tried. So even if you were able to guess from a bunch of seeds, it's not going to work. Alright, so the answer, like I mentioned, is 4, 2, 3, 4. And that'll work every time. Also, that clown might bonk you. It's okay. If you get bonked, you get sent to horny jail. Plus his squeaking. Also, if it wasn't apparent so far, every time you enter a room, enemies do reset, which is why it's not a huge deal if the ape decides to follow me all the way around the world. It's okay for the ape to follow me. He's allowed to. That's also kind of how you would stop the enemy right there. You kind of kill your movement, and then you just start going again in a moment. You can yellow the ape by going on the right side of him. You will eat the jumping symbol, but it won't knock you down if you try running to his right. However, keep in mind, if you don't have the health, you're wasting a lot of time. Also, like I mentioned, hugging the wall here is always a good way of dodging this lad. It happens, Hudson. Alright, now that you have the clock, you may use it on this clock. The answer is always the same. It will be about 8:11. On the top right of the clock, there's a very, very small white, like, highlight that looks slightly different. It's 1 to the right of that. By the way, it says 5:20 on my splits because one of my members in my chats renamed it to mess with me. So, haha. But this answer is predetermined. It is always 8:11. Alright, and now we can head back. We are done with the clown area for most of the game now. Also, this guy will never hit you on the way back. He'll always hit you on the way forward. Or he'll always try to hit you on the way forward, so that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, so heading back, we do have one more dilemma, and that is going to be the guy on the little bike. I do recommend, if you are low on health, or you're running low on resources, be careful of him. He can hit you like 6 times running back. If he's ignoring you, that's good, because you are passing the heads again. The best way of dealing with the heads, just keep moving. That is true. We finished reading YouTube comments. That's the actual being known in the clown area. Aw, no, most of my YouTube commentators are good. Oh, they had one guy who once commentated, I was insufferable. Which, you know, he might be right. I've had people have called me that. He might be right. Anyway, now that we're heading back, we're going to be going to the library. This is a new room, and we have a key for this room now. The key will be one of the new keys. However, the keys are going to be annoying now. If you're wondering why, the I key spawns on the left. It's not on the right, it's on the left. As well, we do need money, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reloading our gun, and we'll be killing this doll. Plus, I don't want this doll to mess with me later. Remember, each of the dolls take about 6 shots. And they'll give you 5 coin. So use the eye here. Exactly, Manicore. Alright, so once we're here, you actually want to go this way on the left, because that's going to bring you immediately to a cutscene. After this, you're going to go forward, and you're going to be grabbing 2 items. One, rub the bookshelf, that'll dodge him. You're grabbing this on the ground, and you're grabbing the bullets right here. Those are pistol rounds, and that is a lever for an elevator coming up. So, make sure you get both of those. They're very important. Well, thank you, Strumpet. Thank you. What we're going to be doing now is going over to a new area. This area is going to be using the I key, and we're going to be going back to kind of the stairwell. I highly recommend if you've never played this game or you're trying to speedrun it, play the game casually. You'll kind of get the lay of the land. When you watch the run, you'll fully understand the layout of the map. I cannot stress that enough for any game that's sped-ran. You have to know the layout of the map. Like, I don't learn certain games because I just feel like I won't know the layout of the map, and then I'll be heavily confused. So it's something very important to know. Alright, we're also going to be getting more tooth wheels in this room. There are hidden tooth wheels right here. You heard it, and I got it. This is the part right here, by the way, that will break your controller if you're using the in-game binded controls.
What's wrong with this machine?
Also, I love the way she says machine, because I like French accents. I think they're cool. I think they're cute. I think there are many things. So I love the way she says, let's see what's wrong with this machine. This is just holding up. You can't go much faster. However, you'll be hitting a death puzzle. If you are uncomfortable with puzzles and would like a safety save, I recommend, you know, making one on a dummy file. Don't make it on your speedrun file. You don't have enough money to save. Trust me. I heard about that Manicore. That was wild, wasn't it? It was wild. Okay, so once you enter this room, are 2 things. 1, you're going to see Pantsu, because she gets upskirted here. Oh no, I killed my YouTube revenue. 2, you're going to do a quick turn the moment you get back into the screen. With that, you're going to go to the door. There's a puzzle. You're going to be moving this one actually down or up, or, you know, moving this one, let's go with up first. Because I want to move it roughly about there. And then we're moving them down a little bit, and then I'll be moving this one back up. The general idea is you do need to get things kind of together. So you need this to happen, and then you need this to happen. You need 1 and 2 to be highlighted together. 3, you can kind of get away with getting in a weird spot, but after that, you'll move bolt 2 back here. That's a bit of a slow way of doing it. I played it nice and safe. When you get the hang of that puzzle, you can start doing much, much faster. So, just keep that in mind. The general idea is you need 1 and 2 to be on the same realm for the second bolt, and then on the third one, you can go wild. The important thing to pay attention to is the pegs on the top. Alright, so we're going to be pulling a switch in this room because this is going to unlock this area for us so we can start going through here. And it's also going to spawn enemies. Now, if you're doing this game casually and you want to murder all the enemies, be careful with these ones. This game has a very easy tell casually, or a very mean tell, I should say. And the tell is, your feet matter. So if your character's barefoot, you'll take damage if you walk on glass. And these enemies are made out of glass. So keep that in mind. By the way, we're now going to be doing the best speedrun strat in any game I've ever played. We're going to be buying a gun first off. We're buying the machine gun. You also have enough ammo to buy bullets if you use the ammo routing properly. You need both of these, the machine gun and bullets. Now we're going to be equipping our gun. Also, we're going to be getting naked. Getting naked is very important. I assure you, we must be naked to complete the speedrun. Being naked allows us to move much faster throughout the whole run. As well, it's going to allow us to swim faster. That's the primary reason why we're doing it. It looks like she's faster on movement speed, but I don't know if there's any confirmation on that one. But she definitely swims faster, and that's what we want. Later in the run, I'll be swimming. And if I don't have either this outfit or the mermaid outfit, I'll be slow. Anyway, 1, 2. Count the red fish and the yellow fish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 2 and 4? Hold on. It was. 2 and 4. So, 2 and 4. I counted 2 fish. The fish are always RNG. And the reason why they're RNG is because they don't want you brute forcing a puzzle. Now, you may have noticed, I only went for 2 and I did not go for 3. You have red, yellow, and blue. I did not go for blue because it's faster for me to brute force the blue one. Because talking to the mirror allows the puzzle to be set, so it sets the seed. After that, red and yellow I already know the answer for, and they're the first 2 to spawn. However, if you have like a big number and like blue comes by and is like 1, don't hesitate just to type in blue and brute force the other one. It's gonna be a lot better. So 2 red, 4 yellow for me. For you, that will be different. You will always be counting that out loud. Keep that in mind. Also, it should also be mentioned that now that I am out of the dollhouse outfit, I am going to be taking hits harder. So not only is the run going to be harder at this point, I'll be getting hit harder. Alright, here's the piano in this room right here. The 2 giant dolls. They won't hit you at type of the puzzle, and the answer, like I said, is 2, 4, and let's assume it's 5. Okay. You can just brute force it, like I mentioned, and that is going to be much faster than the alternative. The dolls are super easy to dodge. Just run past them. They won't bother you. They won't be a bother. And that is okay. Nice? Yeah. Alright, now that we got that, we're going to be able to go back down. As well, I have a large amount of time saved in the speedrun even later because of new routing. The new routing is something I'm coming up with, which is going to be just better guns. You can kill anything in the game. Every single enemy in the game is killable. It's just for the speedrun, we don't need that much money, and we don't need to waste that much ammo. It'll take too much time to kill everything. So if you're looking for, like, more money, if you want to, like, unlock more stuff, you can totally do that. Let's see. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to be entering our second boss fight of the game. We also will be getting more resource gathering, and I will show you the safety resource just because I took too many hits in the early game. Also, now we have the fish key. So here is why the underwear is faster. By getting Alisa naked, we're now going to be able to swim very fast. The swimming is actually the reason why. These green dudes are a bit annoying because if you run into them, they will grab you. Meaning, if you're in your armor, you walk like 10% the speed. It is absolutely a major difference. Like, if you're doing this game, you have to either get the mermaid costume, which is the intended route, or you get naked, which also works. Anyway, if you're taking too much damage, you can go right here. There will always be a medkit spawn, and this one is consistent. It takes barely a few seconds to get. It's not too bad at all. After this, you're going to be taking this route through the maze. As well, we will be doing some kills. Murder this man. 1, he's annoying. 2, I actually need his money. But then we'll be cutting over here for more machine gun rounds. You can see the machine gun rounds are super important. That's going to be our primary weapon for the game now that we have it. Yes, we're doing a speedrun explained. Exactly. There's going to be another guy to kill, and you do need to kill him. Your best friend, since it's really hard and awkward to see through these hallways, will be the orange indicator on the bottom right. I'm aiming slightly down because this is manual aiming. You have to manually aim your guns. It's not going to be a game where auto-aiming is going to be your friend. No, I'm manually aiming. So you have to aim slightly down and wait for the orange. So this is going to be the second boss fight of the game, and this one has a fun cheese. Ah, of course. First things first, you need to talk to the doll. If you don't, you can't pick up the disc. But after that, make sure you're, like, slightly angled, because then you'll keep talking to it if you're not slightly angled. Alright, so the way this fight's going to work is you are going to start on your pistol. The reason why is because we need the boss fight to eat bait. We want to bait the boss into trying to ram us. The strategies here are either 1, it will throw harpoons or tridents at you. So run up to it and get the orange. Alright, I got rammed. Get rammed and then go this way. Now what I want next is another ram as soon as possible. That was good. I then juke it slightly. From here, I'm going to run next to it and run to this corner. What's going to happen is it's going to try moving into me. Oh, okay. It's throwing fish at me. Wait. Oh, it's heavy bad. Hold on. I may have messed that up slightly. Oh, I messed that up. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can go for round 2. The setup is very easy. There's fish. Alright, there's the ram. If you do mess it up, just make sure that she rams you in the corner here. Also, the attack's pretty easy to dodge. Just make sure you sort of just sidestep it. It's fine. Alright, so I'm gonna get rammed. I'm gonna play this safe, actually. So I'm gonna heal. So you can see I got rammed, and now she's going in the corner. This is good for me, because now I can go right here, and she'll try walking into me infinitely. This is going to be very useful for the run, as you can see right here. Alright. Oh, God, wait, what? Okay, that's fine if it happens. That's fine. Let's go for the sub again. This is fun. It's always the explain runs that do this, aren't they? There's the ram. That's fine. Also, this game can infinite combo you, so keep that in mind. Also, you can also throw tridents at her if you're running low on ammo. Alright, she went in the wrong spot. I'm just gonna fight her. She's firing fish at me, but this is okay. This is the strat at this point. You just keep firing machine gun rounds. Assume you got into the corner and just keep wailing on her with machine guns. The orange crosshair on the bottom right means you've aimed at the enemy. There. And now she's dead. It wasn't the easiest fight, but we definitely got it. Plus, at this point, I am going to heal, because, my god, I ate way too much damage. I don't only need this many medikits, but I got a really rough fight. Normally what will happen is once you kind of get her in the, this right corner, she'll get stuck, and then you just want to go to the spot I was walking. She won't normally be that mean. So, definitely it's always the fun to watch the rough strat, right? Alright, so now with a pistol, I'm going to be trying something out. This is the new route that I was talking about. I do actually need the enemies here to try and grab me. Or not grab me, but I need them to come to me. Alright, so now I'm here. I'm going to be aiming. And I don't think I have enough for this, actually. Alright, I definitely got the cogs, so that's good. God, this room is so awkward to try and see in. I don't have enough, I don't think. Oh, I do. Okay, we're good. We're good. So my strategy is to kill 2 more of these guys. But it's definitely not easy because they're kind of annoying. I also kind of need to be able to see him. Alright, come on, please. This should be good. This is going great, right? Well, I'll do the backup strat then. So I need an easier enemy. Anyway, I'll explain the new strat since the game definitely is not being kind to me. The new strat that I wanted to do was you get 6 coin earlier. This is an enemy that's rather easy to get 6 coin from because, you know, it should be, in theory, and you can hit them. But if you can get 6 more cogs from anywhere, you can buy early ammo. And getting additional machine gun ammo early would be very good. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad. I feel like the endeavor of this run is definitely going to have issues. Now, watch the Game Awards? Little bits of it. Little bits. Not all of it. Okay. Anyway, luckily for us, there is health here, which is good. And there's also a book. There's a neat skip coming up that I found, which I guarantee isn't going to work. I'm losing a lot of time, by the way. That was really bad. I got grabbed that many times. I guess it's definitely really worth going for if you get a good crosshair, because I definitely got a horrible spot. And there's not really a lot of enemies I can kind of take out easily. But you only need 6 cogs. So you can find 6 extra cogs. You can absolutely make the strat work. But unfortunately, I do not have those cogs. Which is sad. Love the cogs? Yeah, I need 6 more that I don't grab already in the run. And I have 4 of them, but I don't have all of them yet. Anyway, we're going to go back to the library now because we have a book. What's going to happen is I'm going to do a minor speedrun skip. We're also going to be buying more ammo because I need a lot of machine gun ammo. Machine gun is going to be our best friend coming up. But we're going to go back here. And in this room, I am going to be mashing the book button. So, confirmation, mash. I didn't get it. Well, I try my best. If you mash, what can happen is the game can decide to bug out. And if the game bugs out, well, you can kind of wreck the game a little bit here. There we go. If not, it's a simple lights out. I like how I got the skip in my PB nowhere else, right? Yeah. Am I ever going to speedrun Deadly Premonition? I never beat the game casually, so probably not. It's also 4 hours. It's a long run. This is an actual game. That's a homage. Also, we're not going to be buying ammo. We're going to be, not gun, we're going to be buying ammo for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you.
Oh, never mind. Hold on. Actually, I want to try something out. Apparently, I have enough money. I didn't actually realize this. I have enough money for the buy. I just don't have enough ammo. What if I spot 2 Martins?
Thank you.
And there's also Martin shots right here. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's the idea. Maybe that's the move. So, I guess I have enough. I guess I don't need that much. Yeah, I could just buy the pistol rounds if I hit everything. Cool. Never mind, chat. We're good to go. I don't have to worry about it. We did it. We did it. I want to do another run with that. Either way, continuing the run forward. We're now going to be going into the garden. The garden is absolutely one of the harder parts of the run. First things first, there's ammo right here. Make sure you grab it. I don't think I need any more ammo, but actually, I don't even need to buy any more ammo. I probably can get away with that. Because I have heard somewhere, see, because there's ammo right there. There's ammo coming up, too. So in theory, I wouldn't need all the ammo. Anyway, the puzzle right here in this area to get the main key is going to be, I call it 4-3-2. Move this left, move this one left, and move this one right. That's going to put them all together, and that will allow you to get the apple key very quickly. It's a super easy puzzle, and it's not randomized. It's always the same. As of right now, we're going to be also going this way. This is going to bring us to the first of many gates. So the main idea here is you are going to be pulling a lot of switches. Also, this plant lady will almost always hit you. Just understand, you might be taking that hit. It's not an easy hit to dodge. I think it's actually one of the hardest dodges in the whole game so far. She's quite mean about it, too. Also, this point is going to mostly be routing, but I will point out where we can find additional health. Let's assume, like me, you've been eating a lot of hits this run, right? You can grab health right here. It is always here, it is free health to grab, and it's yours, my friend. And you want health. One of the upcoming fights is going to be rather difficult, in fact. So having the health, it will be good. There we go. You have the rubies. I already got the key. I'm good. Not key. Throughout this area, you're going to be going through 4 levers. One lever you'll be pulling twice. The rest you'll be pulling once. So the next one will be this way. This lever is going to be right here. Also, it's going to have a gate. This is why you can't go here earlier, because you do need the apple key. And it's also pretty nice, like I mentioned. Once you kind of have the key, you can sort of mash it. Also, turn right here much earlier than you think. Like, the patch of grass is the indication. It's kind of wild, because you wouldn't think it is, but it is. It is kind of shocking how early you can make turns in some of these hallways. Like right now, the moment you hit the grass, you can just turn left. And that's one of the minor things of the run that will really start to add up, because, you know, your movements can be super important. You wouldn't think it'd be like it is, but it do. Also, now that this side is open, just in case, I think I will take additional ammo, because, you know, you can never be too certain. This is actually the ammo I'm thinking, instead of buying ammo, I can just grab this ammo, and grab the one in the shop room. If it is what they say is true, because that will be pistol ammo. The general idea of my new route is the less shopping you have to do, the better your run will be. Like, even if the fight ends up being a little bit slower, you're going to be saving time before the fight. Because in the end of the game, we do end up, in the past, we did a lot of shopping. But now, you can just sort of not do the shopping. Because while having a strong weapon is strong, well, not having to buy a weapon is stronger. I already said it's 4 hours. No. I don't want to speedrun it. It's like 4 hours. Unless I got paid money to do so, I don't want to do it. I just said that. I told you it was around 4 hours, in fact. I have a very particular games like to grind. Alright, there we go. Now we have the gates open. So you head back to this gate, you pull it twice. The reason why is it drops the gate back to the boss fight. The last gate that we pulled opened up the boss fight. This one will allow us to head back, which is good. Ah, of course. At least in the moment for right now, Deadly Premonition is not exactly in my cards. I've never been in the game, and it's way too long for me to want to learn on my own merit. That is 4 hours of run. I need heavy incentive to do that, and I don't want to do it at the moment, at least my own accord. Also, I pretty much always expect to take a hit from the plants. Anyway, we're going to be coming up to one of the more difficult fights of the game. Ah, of course, Sharpie, of course. What's my favorite part of RE Village? The mommy milkers. What else would it be? The mommy milkers. Or is it Ethan's foreskin? Also that. Alright, so before the fight, there is health here if you do need it. I usually like to grab it afterward, but if you need it before the fight, you can grab it there. Now, what I'm also going to be doing is I am going to be opening this gate. And before I get into the fight, I'll be reloading both of my guns. This is just a good time to do so. We're only going to be using the machine gun for this fight, though. Now, the way the fight will work is definitely make sure that you enter the fight before moving, because this fight always locks me out of my movement. Okay, so what you'll be doing is you will be shooting at her, and you will be baiting the swing, like this. Once you kind of near the end of your ammo, you will be getting a stun like that. Whenever you stun her, make sure to reload. You do not have enough shots to re-stun her and move out of the way. If she does this, you get free shots. I think I stunned her. That's fine. Alright. Good. As well, I can kind of run behind her now, which should be good. That's fine. If she gets that close, by the way, definitely heal. She can also block bullets if you mess up the groove. If you keep the groove up, you should be fine. And this should be the end of the fight. Good fight. It's a pretty easy fight once you have the hang of it. You're just going to be walking out. The worst thing you can do, though, is definitely, Oh, hold on. Actually, no, I don't need that. Wait, no, I do need that. Wait, no, I don't need that. I do need that. I'll just take it just in case. Trying to remember the round. It's bright. We'll be saying, I don't think I need that, but it's one of those things where I might need that. Alright, so now we're back here, and we can start to heal. Most of my run is actual muscle memory. I don't need that. I get ammo later. Okay, I'm trying to remember what the ammo I grab is. Because I grab more ammo, I know that much. But it's not there. Alright, so now we're just going to head back to the main castle. That's the general idea. Also, the plant ladies can still hit you if they're mean. They can be mean to you sometimes. Head back the way you came. And then we'll be out of the garden. This is one of the meaner puzzles in the whole game, by the way. Coming up, we're going to be hitting the puzzle of the chapel. The way it's going to work is you're going to immediately bank this way, and you're going to go to this back door here. This is an elevator. You can actually go to this door at any point throughout the game. However, it doesn't go anywhere. So the puzzle is you have to take the elevator twice. Thank you for the follows, by the way. It's appreciated. Also, we have our last key of the game, the right-hand key. We're now going to be heading back up and going to the elevator again. That wasn't cool, but we did good. Ever played Gravity Horror Show? I have, but I'm not really going to be playing it anytime soon because it costs a lot of money. And I don't have access to a copy of one. Or a European PS2. But the puzzle is, you go in the elevator twice. First time you go down, and then the second time you go back into it, and it spawns a new elevator. You can tell because the color of the carpet is different, so the game kind of expected that maybe you went in this room early, you checked out the carpet, and then you realize there's a different color. Red brings you up, green brings you down. So that's the puzzle. In this room, we're going to be having a talisman. We're not going to be heading back. There's also going to be one of the weirdest parts of the game, because if you play this game casually, this part is hard. This part's really hard. And it's like a whole stealth section where you're supposed to, like, avoid getting shot, and, like, it's really hard not to die. If you get caught, it's immediate death. So, what we're going to do instead is, we're going to ignore all of that. So we're going to go back to the second floor right now. Or the top floor, I should say. We're going to go back here. You may remember in the beginning of the game, there was like a statue next to one of the fun blocks. We're going back there right now. Also, I'm remembering where all my ammo is. This will be good for later. Also, I will say, one of the weird facts about this game is you either better have a good memory or you better have a cell phone. I actually need a cell phone to speedrun this game. I think it's fun. I think it's fun tech. A lot of runners just choose to memorize. I mean, why do that when you can play much easier, I'd say, right? Anyways, silver on the left, gold on the right. And that allows you to solve the puzzle. The whole idea is one's a trident and one's like a warrior. So put the trident on the trident, and then the other one obviously is the one that's left. Okay, once you're here, what's going to happen is you're going to see a guy die in front of you, and it's going to want you to stealth. You don't need to stealth. You can actually just run. So, we're going to ignore this guy, and we're going to go up these stairs. By going up the stairs, that's going to reset the aggro of the dog here, the horse. And I don't really care about the aggro, because that one's going to drop. The next one actually will try to get me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to crouch in this corner. You want to make sure you're not moving, by the way. If it sees you, go back up immediately. It's a one-shot kill if they catch you. You can then walk past it. Once it turns the corner, you can then run. Do not get caught. That's all I can say. Lastly, you'll be going to this room. You no longer have to deal with them. Great job. Casually, they kind of expect you to hide behind things and stealth. Don't worry about it. Just walk up the stairs. They won't hit you. You have invulnerability frames going upstairs, which, because, you know, classic PS1 game, they're trying to emulate it, that's what happens. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it, Fontes? Also, chat, for you, I'm going to have a request in a moment. For anyone in Twitch chat, I see you here, Twitch chat. Type Bone Zone DS or Bone Zone Hyper if you would like to join the fun. Because this next boss fight is going to be wild. We're going to be going to this room, and we'll be leaving the room immediately. Anyway, you'll know why the boss fight is typing Bone Zone Hyper or Bone Zone DS. The boss fight is a flying Cupid-S figurine. It is kind of an auto-scroller. The general idea is avoid the arrows. You can tank some hits, but do not tank too many. On this phase, don't really expect to get too many hits. You almost will never hit it. Wait for it to come back down. The best phase that you want to see is one where it's aiming an arrow repeatedly. It's actually kind of worth it to tank that if you know you're not going to get too many hits. Now, the way it fires arrows is 100% randomized. The general thing, though, is move to 2 attacks back to back. The attack you want is something really long. Now, an important thing about the phase where it's moving is if you can break him out of that, do it. The phase that you want to see is one where he's holding his position, which we haven't even had it once yet, actually. Not that one, actually. You'll know when you see it. Wow, I'm having horrible luck. This is awful. There it is. So this is the phase that you do want. It will make one of the sides nuked, and then it'll linger there. To avoid the damage, you're not going to linger. That is kind of the order of the operations, though. And ideally, you want to hope RNG bless. You want to make sure that you can get your arrows, or your gunshots timed, so he kind of eats a stun before doing that attack. Because that attack, you're just not going to hit him. He's moving too fast. Also, some people might ask, why aren't you using a mouse? Because this game doesn't use mouse aiming. This game uses tank control aiming. So you kind of have to use a controller, to my knowledge. And that's kind of the bias of attacks. Anyway, I usually tell chat just to enjoy the bone zone here, because I think it's funny to have the dance, because this fight is wild. Also, you can enjoy staring at Elisa's ass if you decided to put her on underwear. You know we damn well did. Alright, it's been a rough fight, by the way. I mean, kind of. I'm having horrible luck. Good fight. Alright, so, fun fact. You don't need the money. Ignore the money. You don't need money for the rest of the run. If you are feeling risky, you can grab it if you truly want to. However, we're not going to need that. Instead, what we'll be doing is we're actually going to be just heading back. So by heading back this way, we can just go to the staircase here. We are then going to be going to the second floor while we're here. Bone Zone D, thank you. I think I'm thinking of Bone DS. It is Bone Zone D, you're right. Thank you. We have to do 3 things. Once we're in this room, we're actually grabbing the ammo in the corner. This is going to be some of the machine gun bullets that we do need. So it's very important we grab this. Next, we're going to be opening a door here. You may notice in one of the cutscenes, this door opened, and this is going to be an RNG puzzle. Use the new key that you got, and also get your camera out on your phone. If you have a phone that has a camera, by God, get it out. You don't need that ammo right there. What you're going to do is you're going to look at this puzzle, and you're going to take a picture of it on your phone. That is called memorization. You no longer need to memorize it. You have it on your phone if you decided to do this right. Keep that open on your phone. It is much smarter than the alternative. There's no rules against this. If a rules come against it, write it down or something. Alright, I don't know, memorize it. It's an 8-digit puzzle that I know I'm not going to memorize myself. Why would I expect anyone else to memorize it? As well, before we do go back up, what we're going to have to do is actually head all the way back down. The reason why is because I mentioned we still have one more trip to the clowns. So if you don't like the Clussy, be careful with this run, because there's a lot of clowns. And I'll mention right now, this is one of the things I was trying to gather money to save. However, at this note, you don't need the money. What you need instead is just grab more pistol rounds, because you will have to use the pistol as a backup. This is going to save having to buy a much stronger weapon later, because you barely have them edged out with the route we have. Incorrect. Correct, Haruka. I'm not a phone cheater. It's the same as taking a screenshot or having notes. That puzzle's always randomized for some reason, so. Anyway, the room we're actually going back to is going to be right here, one of the first rooms we went to in the game. There's a lab here, and one of the notes in the lab is this. Back here, you actually grab chemical type C. You need 2 chemicals and a winding mechanism. And realistically, it doesn't matter what we need in terms of item name, you just need the item here. Also, fun fact, you can kill every clown in the room for 1 coin. 1 bullet is 1 coin. So. Perfect. You have a cool and ink, go for that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Also, even in the late game, you can still get hit by these. Do not get hit by these. They do a substantial amount of health and lose like maybe 10 seconds or so. So don't do it. So chat, check the replay. Right, exactly. You can do that too. Alright, now that we got all that, we can actually just head back through here. Because this is going to bring us right where we need. In theory, I think you can also take the elevator, and the elevator might even be faster than this. I think the elevator would be faster than this, but, you know, this route also works, so. It's okay. I'm still kind of experimenting with a few routes, but the general idea is you're getting back up to the 3rd floor. I think the elevator would be better here, because we took the elevator back down. So, food for thought. Either way, where we're going right now is right here. Back to the room we started in. We're going to the lab now that we know what we're looking for, which is going to be the chemical, because we are making a bomb. And last but not least, we'll be getting the winding mechanism. I like to do this in order because instead of being on the side of the entrance I came in on, we can go right up here, and this will bring you right to the candle room. Now, I have the candle room. Like I mentioned, this is the puzzle. You may recognize the pattern. For me, it's going to be this order because I wrote it down. For you, it will absolutely be something else, so keep that in mind. It's a memorization puzzle. That's not going to be a puzzle that you can brute force. It's going to be much faster to either write it down, memorize it, or, take a picture. There, I did a speedrun. It's much easier. Now, lastly, we're actually going back to the hallway I went to. This is kind of why you develop an attachment to these stairs. Because, well, the last area we need to be is right here. If you do need to go to the shop, you can at this point. However, keep in mind, going to the shop does waste time. There's no need to go to the shop when you can just simply avoid it. As well, I will say, if you do need to go to the shop, you can buy extra machine gun ammo, or you can buy extra health kits. Both of these will help. You don't need any other weapon, just those should do it. If you buy one more machine gun ammo, you can actually do the whole fight with machine guns. So that is food for thought there. And then the amount of time saved not buying ammo should be coming up right now. It's about maybe 10 seconds. You know, in theory, I think I probably could save more if my movement was better. But I probably could have saved more time by going to the shop. But you can see it's a bit substantial, like with the testing. I don't think you need to get all the extra cogs. All you need is pistol ammo, and that should do the trick. Alright, at this point, all you have to do is go back to the boss fight. The boss fight will be back in the chapel, which, hey, look at us go. We're back in the staircase anyway. So there we are. This time will still be decently well, even with the hiccups. I know some of the boss fights didn't go as well as they did, but that's okay. Also, last but not least, right after you pass the pillar, you can immediately go here. It's really awkward on the timing. Also, make sure your guns are loaded. My gun's loaded. And if you do need to heal, I recommend healing. So, let's actually eat a heal right now. My last medkit. Hopefully I won't die. Okay, so the way the boss fight's gonna go is he's really strong on the main attacks in front of you. You want to constantly be on his right or his left. So, fire some bullets at him and then run next to him. That's going to allow you to get as many shots as you can. Same rule applies as from earlier. Once he's stunned, you want to reload. And then immediately start getting back on the move. Good. This is the ideal strat by far. Good. Alright, stop over. And this is just the general vibe that you'll be doing. If you do run out of ammo like that, you can reload after an attack. So you're ready for the next one. And keep the same pattern up the whole run. Anyway, time happens once he runs out of health, which is right there. You can see I actually went faster than my PB because I didn't get hit. And that's how you beat Alisa in under an hour. So I hope that you all enjoyed this run so far. This is a fun run to explain, and now I can kind of do it consistently enough where I like it. I'm definitely going to grind this more till I get sub 50 at least. But I have, like, my PB right now is like a 52, so I feel very good on that. And I even messed up my PB, so... yeah. You can also watch the ending of Alisa, but this game is amazing if you've never played it. It has great cutscenes, it has great moments, and I actually found a new skip if I could land more of them. Like, I landed the skip in my PV, so if you want to watch it, check that out. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Oh no, my controller. As well, we will be watching the ending here, but while we're watching this, I just do want to say, if you're watching this over on YouTube, feel free to, you know, check us out over here on Twitch, or, you know, you can always subscribe. Those are always helpful things. And for those of you on Twitch, hi, you're already here, so I can say hi to you. How's it going, chat? What's the power? Oh, they talk about cosmic power or something. That's a weird story plot, but it's fun. Hello, how's it going, Gallerus? There you go, perfect. Also, very important, make sure you delete the pictures you take. You don't need to, but, like, keep in mind you're gonna have a bunch of Alisa pictures on your phone if you don't, and unless you really want that, I don't recommend doing it. She was laying on the ground in her underwear, and in the snow. It was absolutely necessary to strip her. We had to do it. Absolutely necessary. Anyway, the run's not over yet, because there still is a cutscene here. And this is why it's called Swallow.
I didn't swallow my cure-dent.
He didn't swallow the toothpick. Ah, what a twist. Right, Band of Socialista? It's great, isn't it? Anyway, that was Alisa. Hope you all enjoyed it. I've been doing some weird games lately. I should do a game less weird soon as a Speedruns Explained kind of thing. Right? Right. That's what I think, at least. Could be the move. What, speedruns aren't weird? I suppose. Alright. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Hope y'all enjoy it. Huh? It also ends on a cliffhanger. What's the twist? It's a cogwheel. Ooh. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that, chat. Hope you all enjoyed that. And that was fun. Fiend.